If you were medically retired from the Department of Defense, the VA is likely offsetting some of your retirement pay. But there are two programs that allow military retirees to get that money back into their pockets. It's CRDP, which is Concurrent Retirement and Disability Payments, and CRSC, Combat Related Special Compensation. In the next few minutes, we're going to talk about both of these programs, which one might apply to you, which one might be better. And if you stick around to the end, we're going to talk about some of the mistakes that military retirees make when applying for combat-related special compensation. My name is Kevin Courtney. I'm the founder of the Courtney Military Law Group and a former Marine Corps judge advocate. I help military retirees apply for CRSC and appeal some of those denials. So let's start with, why is the VA offsetting some of the DoD retirement pay? Well, Congress passed a law that said DoD retirement pay and VA pay cannot be obtained at the same time. But Congress also created some exceptions. The first one we're going to talk about is CRDP. CRDP is something that applies to military retirees who retired after 20 years and have at least 50% VA ratings. So what does that look like? They get their DoD retirement pay, and then the 50% or more that would come through their disability retirement pay, they get to keep both of those. Now the distinction is CRDP is also taxable, just like the regular DoD retirement pay. So at this point, the retiree is getting paid by both the DoD and the VA, and all of the money is taxable. CRDP comes from 10 USC section 1414, and it's one of the exceptions that Congress passed for military retirees to get both of these payments. But there's a catch for military retirees. If a military retiree did not serve more than 20 years, CRDP is not available to them. And so what happens is military retirees have a DoD retirement pay, and then the VA offsets some of that with the VA payments. But there is hope for military retirees who retired based on a medical retirement. It's called combat-related special compensation. It comes from 10 USC section 1413A, and it's tax-free money that restores the VA offset. CRSC, though, is only available for VA disabilities that were caused by combat underneath the CRSC umbrella. And if you have questions about whether your disability would qualify for CRSC, I did a video on the CRSC overview, and you can take a look at that. Many retirees ask, well, can I just get both CRDP and CRSC? Unfortunately, the answer is no. However, when a combat-related injury has occurred and the retiree applies for CRSC and is granted, they get the benefit of choosing which one is going to be better for them. As CRSC is tax-free money, sometimes that is the better option. In the open season, military retirees can connect with DFAS, and they will give the election as to which one's going to be more beneficial for their individual circumstances. Some of the factors that they want to look into might include their tax status, the state income taxes, and whether in their particular case with dependents or going through a divorce, which program would be better. So who actually needs to act after watching this video? It's going to be any retiree who has a combat-related injury and wants to see if they qualify for CRSC tax-free payments. That's going to be group number one. Number two is any medical retiree who doesn't even qualify for CRDP, but wants to get rid of this VA offset and get tax-free money back into their pockets. They need to go to their CRSC board and fill out the application and support it with the evidence. The third group is any retiree who has already applied for CRSC and was denied, and then needs help doing a request for reconsideration or appealing that denial to the Board for Correction of Military or Naval Records for their service. And then just to double check, any retiree who has more than 20 years of service, you just want to double check and make sure that you are in fact getting your CRDP payments. CRSC is where I see a lot of mistakes happen, and because you stuck around, we're going to talk about the one issue that so many military retirees applying for CRSC simply miss. And here it is. The causation factor is the most critical point. Just because you have a VA disability, which shows that it was service-connected, meaning it occurred while you were on active duty, that is not the standard. CRSC has a heightened standard which says You have to demonstrate that this particular VA disability was caused by a combat-related event that qualifies under CRSC. And the mistake so many people make is they skip over that causation point, or they hope that the board's just going to make that connection for them, and they don't actually provide enough nexus to that from the evidence to the program. So that is the biggest issue that I see CRSC retirees facing when they get that denial. And then we ended up coming in helping them establish the right evidence. Not that we're making anything up, we're just finding the right evidence that we need to present to the board. If this information has been helpful, like and subscribe. It will help the channel. And if you're interested in this topic, you should stick around and check out this next video because it will help explain CRSC.